standing and should be fun to watch.
Well, when you have a guy that can limit the opponent to very little run production, you have a great chance to win a ball game when he takes the mound. He's just having an outstanding season so far. You hope he can maintain it, because if he can, he'll be in a nice conversation at the end of the year.
Here's Francisco Lindor. And that is out of play.
First pitch, 640.
The shortstop takes the ball. Francisco Lindor at the plate. The Mets shortstop, originally drafted by Cleveland, and a guy with some serious power and an excellent defender. Hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single. Here's Brandon Nimmo. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
1-0.
Lindor on at first, nobody out. And another ball.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
2 balls, no strikes.
Late on that fastball.
As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball. In a 2-0 count, you have to be ready to do damage.
And that one fouled off.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Strike 3. Skeen says sit down. And now it's Juan Soto.
He's been showing off some pop lately. 3 homers already in this series.
And there's a rocket into the outfield. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
These hitters today are so great with handling velocity. They're seeing high speeds day after day, and a nice job of turning that one around.
First and second, 1 out. And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Fought off foul. Not close with that one. And the count 1-2. One out. Runners at first and second. And that one a little bit high.
I think he wanted that call in the upper part of the zone, but just didn't get it. Now he's just trying to get a better feel for how much it missed, so he can adjust his sights just a little bit.
On the ground, a short, could be 2. Throws across the diamond, and that takes care of Alonso. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. Someone who makes things happen for them, in part with his legs, Tyrone Taylor.
Well, Boog, there aren't many guys who have a flair for the big moment like he does. I mean, batting over 400 with runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? I know it's not guaranteed or an automatic, but I hope we get to see him in a close, late-game situation with runners in scoring position and just see, is he truly a machine or not?
Fouled off. He was late. And fouled off. Second and third, 2 down.
1-2.
This one in the dirt. Nice job behind the plate there. The pitch. Hammered down the right field line. Base hit. One runs in. Now a second crosses the plate. And they take a 2-run lead.
Oh, that's a big at bat coming through in the clutch to drive in a pair. Absolutely punished that pitch. Wasn't fooled in the slightest. 109 off the bat. I think that means you put a pretty good swing on it.
Tyrone Taylor getting ready to hit. Swings through that one. 0-1.
0-1.
He swings and fouls one off. Next offering misses down and away.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's too high.
That's up.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That ends the frame.
This opportunity is once
Back here in Pittsburgh and getting the call here, Griffin Canning. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Well, you can see his whip is a little above the league average. Not bad, but I think in this one, he's going to need to control that a little bit better. Try to limit hitters from getting on base. Stay in that windup instead of the stretch. And when he does,
Takes a tumble and hangs on. We take a check of the Pirates lineup put together by manager Derek Shelton. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click. And unfortunately, what happens is players press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Stays alive. Ground ball left side. Beatty to first. 2 up, 2 down. And here's the first baseman, Spencer Horwitz. And that one missing inside, a sharp slider.
1-0.
Swing and a miss.
1-1.
Swing and a pop up in foul ground. Has room and he makes the catch. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We head to the second from PNC Park. Second inning set to go. And now Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
Skeens back to work. Foul ball there. Outside low. Ball 1. Singy wasn't very sharp in the first. Got hit around a little bit. Just wasn't able to locate particularly well. A lot of stuff in the fat part of the plate.
Yeah, Boog, he wasn't fooling anyone. It's a tough place to be because it's not always obvious what adjustments need to be made. Sometimes it's location. Sometimes it's being too predictable. Sometimes you're tipping your pitches. He's going to need to figure it out quickly, though.
That one misses. Full count 3-2.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, hitters aren't touching it.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Looked like a questionable call in that spot. He even seemed a little surprised it went his way at the plate. But as a hitter, you'll take that all day.
So a man at first. And here's the catcher, Luis Torrens. Ripped on a line. makes the catch. And there's one down. Ronnie Mauricio now. Hit hard, but foul off to the left. That's ripped. Base hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now one out. And now it's Frankie Lindor. Scored the first run of the game back in the first after a single to reach base. In the air, left field, down the line. Tries to make the play, but it's foul. Hit on the ground, might be two. Off balance feet, there's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there. And next is the designated hitter, Brandon Nimmo.
He's been really clutch with runners in scoring position this season, so they'll have to be extra careful in this matchup.
And that one ripped to left, and it stays fair. One run is in. Pham whips it back in. Runner holds at third, so just one across on the play.
Everything came together for him. That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
So 2 on with 2 away. Here's Juan Soto. And a foul ball.
Well, it stinks to be down by, these runs early in this ball game like this, but you've got 2 outs. You've got to close the door because you still have a chance with how much time is left in this one.
Lindor, the runner at third. Nimmo at second with 2 gone. This one in the dirt, and well done to keep it close. Two outs. Fights that one away, still 1-2. Inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
In the dirt, nice job behind the plate. Fights it off, he'll see another. And foul ball.
In an era with a lot of swing and miss and strikeouts, you got to love an at-bat like this. No one giving in.
And that'll load the bases.
Take your base.
When you go that deep into an at-bat, the hitter usually comes out on top.
And the Pirates manager making his way to the mound now as he will make the move. Pirates with a new arm on the mound, Carmen Mlodzinski.
And he's had his struggles so far this year, as you can see the inflated ERA. Looking to bring that down a little bit right here.
Ripped on the ground to second. Gonzalez to first in time. And that takes care of Alonso. And that's terrific work out of the bullpen. One pitch to end the frame. And here is Nick Gonzalez. On the ground,
Foul
right
ball.
side. And it goes just foul. Swing and a ground ball. Slings it across. That's one out in the bottom of the second. Here's O'Neal Cruz. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Oh, here's a deal
It's
not
0-1.
everyone remembers. Cruz was actually signed by the Dodgers in 2015,
That's the ball low.
but Los Angeles dealt him to Pittsburgh in 2017 for Tony Watson. That's a rare trade the Dodgers just might regret.
Ball, that's
Time to
down.
check on our umpires. Earl Hendricks calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, well-liked umpire, Boog. Pretty consistent with his zone, so if you're familiar with him and how he works, you won't get too surprised by anything. Sometimes he'll give him...
He won't get there. That should be extra bases. Pulls into third safely with a triple.
He was all over that one. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box, and he'll feel real good about that one.
One down, runner at third. Here's Tommy Pham.
That's a
And
ball.
a breaking ball misses outside. Runner on at third, one gone. That one fouled off. There's a swing and a miss.
Oh, that's that slurve right there.
1
He
and 2
threw
to
it
the count.
extremely well. Talk about just a ton of breaks.
Base hit and a run comes in.
Well done. Narrows the deficit with the RBI there. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive in the center field.
Jared Triolo batting with one down, takes a strike. Swings through that.
0-2.
And that's a strikeout looking. That was pretty nasty.
Well, just excellent location on that inside fastball. Really locked him up. And as a hitter, it's not typically what you're looking for. You're trying to protect away and then in, so you can be a little bit tardy
Foul
with
ball.
2 strikes. It's hard to tell if he was fooled or if he thought it would be called a ball, but either way, that's a really nice pitch.
Right side. Soto gets under it. Brings it in. And that's the third out. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And we're back. And now here's Jeff McNeil. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Coming on is Pham to make the play. So digging in, Tyrone Taylor. Struck out swinging his first time. That one is absolutely belted. In one, hops off the wall, should be extra bases. And that's a double.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
One out, runner at second. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets. Walked his first time. That's a base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with one out. Luis Torrens up now for the Mets. Torrens having a lot more success on the road this season. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. In comes the run from third to add on. It's an RBI single, and they're up by 3.
Well done. Drives in the run. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
2 on, 1 out. Here's the second baseman, Ronnie Mauricio. Check swing, and he went. Strike 1.
No balls. 1 strike.
Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with one out.
4 hits in a row, and they're really swinging it here. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done. Now the base is loaded. Big opportunity for them to break this game open.
On the ground, 2 ball. Spin, throw, that's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there. And stepping in for New York, Brandon Nimmo.
We just might be talking about this at bat in our post-game wrap. He's proven he can drive in runs in these spots.
Hit high in the air. There it goes. See ya. A 3-run dinger. His 16th homer of the year, and they tack on 3. It's 8-1. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off.
Number 30 taking over on the mound. He's been so good against lefties. Juan Soto now. And a base hit right there.
That ball was blasted, Boog, and as broadcasters, we can go weeks without seeing a ball hit 115 miles per hour, which is what StatCast tells us there. Man, he really got the bat through the zone and did not get cheated.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely smoked. Here's Pete Alonso. Swing and a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs. Jeff McNeil stands in. And the first offering is not close. Two aboard, 2 outs. And that misses. Now 2-0.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Ball.
Next offering is fouled back. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. Now a long throw home. It's offline. The run comes in. It's 9-1.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
That's a base hit. Run scores.
First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he met it out front for the line drive knock.
Now, Brett Beatty. That one hammered left field. And it hops over the wall for an automatic double. A run comes in on the play.
Well, everyone is thinking, Ed, would the runner have scored from first if the ball stayed in the park? We'll never know, but they do get a run across.
Andrew Heaney comes on now. This southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. Now here is Luis Torrens. Ripped to short. Kiner Falefa throws to first in time. And Isaiah Kiner Falefa up to the plate. And there's a ball.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine.
Bounced, and that got the pitcher. The throw is still in time. And that's out number one on a tough play. Catcher coming out to check on him. It looked like it got him on his back leg. So you'll wonder if that might be a problem for him in terms of pushing off the rubber.
Yeah, it's a great point, and we'll have to see how he looks. But to me, it appears he's moving pretty well. I think it's just going to sting for a while, but hopefully nothing more.
Frazier in the box here lets that one go for a ball. There's a strike.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
That's foul.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. That's out number two.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially
1-0.
with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Reynolds at the plate for the second time as he takes ball one. And that's through there for a strike. And a count 1-1. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Alonso under it. Makes the catch, inning over. Nothing across here this half. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the fourth, Ronnie Mauricio. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Mets doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. 6 of their hits have been on the ground, so that tells me they're being flexible with their approach and finding holes in the infield.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. That gets down for a hit. So now back to the top of the order. Back to the top of the Mets order, Francisco Lindor now at the plate. Out to center. Cruz gets under it. And puts the squeeze on that one. One away.
And I think those numbers we were talking about do a really good job of showing us how the offense is taking what they can get at the plate.
So a man aboard. And next for the Mets, Brandon Nimmo. And first offering is fouled off. To first, maybe a 2-ball. Over to Connor Falefa. Back to first for 2, and that'll do it. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
Do you collect baseball cards?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to put them in my back tire of my bicycle so it would sound like a motorcycle. Probably ruined some good cards back then, but don't really have much of a collection. The other day I came across.
Throw to second, not in time. He's there easily. Nick Gonzalez, the next Pirate to hit. Hard hit left side. Lindor out to first. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Cruz batting for the second time, and that's strike 1. That one missed. So my dad told me that he had a bunch of Mickey Mantle rookie cards and a whole bunch of valuable cards, and his mom tossed them because, what did she know? So I made my mom keep all my baseball cards, and I really don't have any that are valuable. And that story stunk by me. Anyway, goes down looking. So 2 down now, and here is Tommy Pham. And that's outside, and that's ball 1.
1-0. Ball.
In the dirt, blocked. Man at second. That one at the knees for a strike.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball. Back here at PNC Park, new inning getting started, and stepping in for New York, Juan Soto. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Mets doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. Only 2 strikeouts so far, and obviously they've been able to pick.
Oh, diving stop. The throw, and that's a great play for the out.
Great cat-like reflexes right there. Lays out, knocks the ball down, and then fires with that rocket arm all the way across the diamond. Man, put this guy on the mound.
Pete Alonso up now for the Mets. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
And you know, that strikeout total, only 2 so far, really tells you they're not just running into good luck and getting hits to fall. They're earning those knocks.
Up the middle. Oh, great grab on the dive. From his knees, the throw. On the money. Nice play.
Look at how he dives right there. Is able to pop up to both knees. Not enough time to get to his feet, but he threw a cannon across the diamond to get the runner.
Two outs, base is empty. Here's the left fielder, Jeff McNeil. Out to short. On the run, throw to first. And that's a nice play to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Jared Triolo. There's a strike.
0-1.
Foul ball. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Great effort out there as he tries to reach and haul this one in, but just can't extend far enough. I think it started with a bad read off the bat, which led to a bad jump, bad angle, and that cost him right there. Extra bases.
And that one fouled off. 0-2 now. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, really nice job of finishing the hitter off right there. Glove side command, fastball firm to the outside corner. Tell you what, very difficult to do anything with that pitch, even if you do swing.
Here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
That's a ball.
First pitch misses. Check swing, called strike. And a strike on the outside edge. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Here's Adam Frazier, 0 for 2 in this one. Tap foul at the plate. Into center. And that'll fall for a base hit. The run comes in to score from second, and it's an RBI single, and it's 11-2. So 2 down. Brian Reynolds here. And that is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Frazier off of first with 2 away. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Got to be careful here. This is the type of hitter that can punish you, even with pitches outside the zone.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Two outs. He goes down looking. Back here in Pittsburgh, now it's going to be Tyrone Taylor. Heaney back to work. And it's fouled away. Heaney, 33 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2012. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
0-2. One and 2.
And misses
2-2.
inside.
Full count.
That one ripped. Makes a nice grab and a full sprint. One down.
That was just a great jump and route to the ball. Well, it had to be. If he was going to cover all that ground and bring in that sinking liner, that's the way it had to be done. Nice job.
Beatty now in the box. Comes up empty with a swing there. Next offering is fouled back. 1 out, base is empty. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And ball 1.
2 strikes. Two.
And a foul ball. He stays alive.
Hanging in there pretty good against the lefty.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Pham nabs it. 2 away. Here's the catcher, Luis Torrens. Smoked on the ground to second. Gonzalez to first in time. And that is that. So the closer summoned from the bullpen, Austin Warren.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Horowitz in the box now. No balls and a strike. And that is downstairs. And 1-1. Swing and a miss at a slider.
1-2.
Cut on and lifted in the air. McNeil makes the catch for the out. And there's 1 away. So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Nick Gonzalez. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. The other way, and he boots it. Still manages a throw and save. Couldn't recover from the misplay. Up next for the Pirates, O'Neal Cruz. 1 for 2. Right side, and foul ball.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Liner, base hit. And now 2 aboard. Gonzalez round second, heads for third. To third, tag, got him.
In this situation with a single to right field, the runner at first cannot try to make it to third. You've got to get back into this ball game, and every base runner counts.
So it's their last chance in this one. And now Tommy Pham on the corner for a strike. 0-1. Cruz off of first with 2 away. They're down to their final strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the
ground ball to short, and this ought to do it. On to first, ball game. And the Mets slug their way to a win in this one. 11-2 the final tally. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.